Today, we're diving into corporate housing in one of the world's most dynamic cities, Dhaka. And as you'll see, for companies bringing in their top people, where the team stays isn't just a small detail. No, it's a huge strategic decision.
So, let's start with a really important question for any manager out there. Is the housing you provide actually helping your employees succeed? Or could it be a hidden source of stress that's holding them back? The answer? Well, it might just surprise you.
You see, getting an employee settled in Dhaka is, well, it's a unique challenge. We're talking about a city where traffic can eat up hours of your day, and work schedules are absolutely relentless. Just getting to and from the office can feel like a major victory.
Now, let's think about the usual ways companies handle this. Hotels, right? They're fine for a few days, but for a longer stay, they can feel pretty sterile and just draining. Then you've got standard apartment rentals, but that opens up a whole other can of worms. You're dealing with long leases, setting up utilities, buying furniture. It all adds up to an employee who feels out of place and can't really focus on the job they're there to do.
But here's the thing. It absolutely does not have to be this way. Smart companies are catching on to a much more efficient and, frankly, more human way to house their teams.
And that's where the service department comes in. Now, this is about so much more than just a bed to sleep in. It's about giving someone a real, balanced environment that has all the convenience of a hotel, but with all the comforts of an actual home.
And this phrase right here, a more natural way to live, it just nails it, doesn't it? It's not about staying somewhere temporarily. It's about giving someone a space where they can actually live a normal life, even when they're away from home on a big project. So, what does this actually mean for the employee? Well, it's pretty simple. When we talk about comfort, we're really talking about productivity. Because a happy employee who feels settled is an employee who can give 100% to their work. So what does this comfort really look like? Think about it. It's having a separate living room to just kick back and relax in. It's having a full kitchen so you can cook a meal that you actually like. It's having the space to keep up with your normal routine. These aren't luxuries. They're what people need to feel good and perform at their best.
And this is so important. Creating that home-like feeling isn't just a nice little perk. It has a direct, measurable impact on performance. That tiny mental shift from feeling like a temporary guest to feeling like you're actually settled in, it changes everything.
Of course, having a great apartment is only half the battle, right? In Dhaka, location is everything. And this is where the strategy really comes in. Companies are zeroing in on key areas like Bashundhara, Uttara, Gulshan, and Dhanmondi. And why those places? Simple. They're close to the business hubs. That means they slash that soul-crushing commute time, which is a massive win.
Okay, so it's clearly better for the employee. We get it. But what's in it for the business? Let's switch gears and look at the numbers and logistics, because this is where service departments go from being a nice-to-have to an absolute must-have.
I think the best way to see the real business advantage here is to just put all the options side by side. So when you look at the things that really matter to a company's bottom line, how do they actually compare?
All right, this table really lays it all out. Let's talk long-term cost. Service departments are often way more affordable, sometimes up to 30% cheaper than a hotel for the same length of stay. Then there's flexibility. You're not locked into a rigid, year-long lease like you are with a traditional rental. And, maybe best of all, the services are all in one. Wi-Fi, cleaning, utilities, it's all bundled into one simple payment. From a business perspective, it's just a clear winner. So let's just boil this down to the 3 big takeaways for any business. First, it's just smarter spending. You get predictable costs. Second, you get real flexibility. Project timelines change, and you can adapt without a penalty. And third, and this is a big one for HR teams, the admin is so much simpler. One agreement covers it all. No more juggling different bills or handling maintenance calls. What a relief. So, when you put the huge employee benefits together with the massive company benefits, a very clear picture starts to form. We're at a point where service departments aren't just an alternative anymore. They're quickly becoming the new standard for corporate housing in Dhaka. And this quote just sums up the whole philosophy perfectly. This isn't about giving employees some kind of 5-star luxury treatment. It's about something much more practical. It's about removing all the little daily hassles so your team can focus on what you actually hired them to do. So what's the final verdict here? Well, for your employees, it's a huge win for their comfort, their privacy, and their work-life balance. For the company, it's a win on cost, on flexibility, and on pure and simple efficiency. And what's the end result of all that? You get a settled, focused team that's ready to hit the ground running from day one. And that really just leaves one final question for you to think about.
Your team is your most important investment, and you've got critical work for them to do. So, are you truly giving them the right space to get it done?